book is Clark the Shark, Too Many Treats. I can't wait for tomorrow, said Clark the Shark. What's tomorrow? asked Benny Blowfish. It's Treats Tuesday, said Clark, and my mom's baking brownies. My mom's brownies are so yummy. They're a thrill to my tummy, Clark told Amanda Eelwiggle. Sounds great, said Amanda. Mom's brownies are so sweet, they can't beat, Clark told Joey Mackerel. Have I said how much I love them? Oh, once or twice, said Joey. Clark told everyone in class about his mom's brownies. Soon all Clark's friends were hungry for them. Even Clark's teacher, Mrs. Inky Dink, couldn't wait. After school, Clark hurried home. And what did he see on the counter? Fresh baked brownies. Yum, yum, yum. Mom, can I try one? He called. But Clark's mom had gone shopping. He stared at the brownies. Someone should test them, he said, to make sure they're okay. Clark ate one brownie. Wow, said Clark. That's tasty. He eyed on the dish. Sure, one brownie was good, but how could he know if the others were good too? Maybe just one more, said Clark. So Clark ate another brownie. That's yummy too, he said. He eyed the dish again. Sure, those two brownies were good, but what about the rest? I can't let my classmates down. So Clark ate another brownie, and another, and another. Pretty soon they were all gone. Clark's mother came home. You're in trouble now, said Clark's brother Mark. Clark's mom was upset. How could you, she asked, after all of my hard work? I'm so sorry, said Clark. I couldn't stop eating. One brownie's fine, she said, but when you've had your snack, just hold back. I'll remember that, said Clark. Clark baked a new batch of brownies with a little help from Mom, and when they cooled off, he added some fancy decorations. At school the next day, everyone loved the brownies. Yum, 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 said Billy Ray. I could eat them all up. I tried that, said Clark, and I learned something. What's that? Asked Billy Ray. When you've had your snack, just hold back, said Clark. That way everyone gets some. Mrs. Inky Dink smiled. Words to live by, she said, if I do say so myself. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is where Clark had so many brownies that they're all gone. This book is Charlie and Lola, my best friend. I have this little sister Lola. She is small and very funny. Shh, Charlie, you must keep still, otherwise our spell won't work. Lola has this friend, Lotta. I can smell a Charlie, says Lola. Lotta says, you are going to be turned into a stinky toad. Lola and Lotta are best friends. They share everything. Lotta says, I don't like my orange today. It's too orange. Lola says, I don't think I like my banana today. It's too banana. Let's swap. And when Mrs. Hanson says, get into pairs, they always go together. Lola and Lotta both love looking at the school fish pond. What are all those black wiggly things? Says Lotta. They're tadpoles, says Lola. They turn into frogs. Lotta says, look at the tadpoles. They're playing hide and seek. Look, the big orange fish is still in bed. He looks sleepy. Then Lola hears a ringing noise. Ring, ring! Quick, Lotta, it's the school bell. Hurry up, Lola. Just gotta get my things, Lotta. When Lola gets in the classroom, Lotta says, this is Evie. She's new. Hello, Evie, says Lola. I'm Lola. I'm Lotta, says Lola. And Mrs. Hanson asked me to look after you. We must show Evie where everything is, says Lola. This is the corridor, and you have to do walking, not running. Otherwise, you'll be told, no running, says Lotta. And these are coat holders for hanging up your coat. Yes, and you'll probably get one next to mine, says Lotta. And this is the wall, says Lola. Yes, a wall, says Lotta. Oh, says Evie. And this is where we eat our lunch, says Lola. I wish I had something orange. I wish I had something yellow, says Lotta. Let's swap, says Evie. So Lotta and Evie swap. In the sand pit, Lotta says, I know, let's join them up. Shall I join up too? Says Lola. No, says Lotta, because then you can come and visit. Oh, says Lola. When we get home from school, I say, what's wrong, Lola? Lola says, I don't think Lotta likes me anymore. And I say, but she's your best friend. You do everything together. That was ages ago, says Lola. And I say, that was only last week. Perhaps you'll be best friends again tomorrow. Do you think so, Charlie? The next day, Lola sees Lotta playing with Evie. Lotta says, Evie, in the world of pond live all these millions of tiny tadpoles, and they're always playing hide and seek. I don't think tadpoles play hide and seek, says Evie. Says Lotta. Then she says, Evie, Mom said you can come over to play. At bedtime, I say, so, how was Lotta today? Are you best friends again? No, says Lola. Lotta's not my bestest friend anymore. The next day, Marv says, Lola seems a bit down in the dumps. And I say, yes. She says Lotta has a new best friend. Then we have an idea. We swing Lola high in the air. Meanwhile, Lotta says, maybe the tadpoles will wake the big fish up with all their playing and shouting. Tadpoles don't shout, said Evie. Do it again, says Lola. Oh, says Lotta, look, there's Lola. Lola, shouts Lotta, do you want to come and see what's in the pond? Lola says, oh, those tadpoles are going to wake up the big fish with all their shouting. And Lotta says, that's exactly what I said. Lotta says, where's Evie gone? She's over there playing, says Lola. Then Lotta says, Lola, I saw Charlie and Marv swinging you, and it looked really fun. And Lola says, Charlie and Marv, will you give my bestest friend Lola a swing? Whee! The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is when Charlie and Marv give Lola a swing. This book is Creepy Pair of Underwear. Jasper Rabbit needed new underwear. On Thursday, Mom took him to the underwear store and grabbed the last 3 packets of plain white. But as they headed for the checkout, Jasper spotted them. Creepy underwear! They were glorious. So creepy, so comfy. Mom, can we get these? Jasper pleaded. I think they're a little too creepy, said Mom. They're not creepy. They're cool, said Jasper. I'm not a little bunny anymore. I'm a big rabbit now. Mom agreed to buy 1 pair. That night, Jasper wore his cool new underwear to bed. Do you want me to leave the hallway light on? Asked Dad. Dad, I'm not a little bunny anymore, said Jasper. I'm a big rabbit now. His dad shut the door, and that's when Jasper noticed. The underwear glowed, a bluish greenish glow. He closed his eyes. He pulled up the covers. He buried his face in his pillow. But it didn't help. He could still see the bluish greenish glow. Jasper leaped out of bed and put on a pair of plain white. He stuffed the creepy underwear into the bottom of his laundry hamper. He finally fell asleep. But when he got up the next day, he was wearing the creepy underwear. Jasper threw them in the garbage can. He was still a big rabbit. He wasn't scared of anything, but he was done with scary underwear. After school, Jasper was doing his homework when he heard it. The scratchy, scraping sound coming from his dresser. He opened the drawer and they were back, staring at him with the bluish greenish glow. He snatched the creepy underwear out of the drawer. He grabbed a big envelope and some stamps. To China. Bye-bye, scary underwear, he said, dropping the packet in the mailbox. When he opened the front door the next morning, there they were! And were those chopsticks? His creepy pair of underwear had somehow returned from China and brought souvenirs. Jasper grabbed his mom's good sewing scissors. She didn't like him using them, but this was an underwear emergency. This time the creepy underwear was gone for good. At bedtime, he slowly opened his underwear drawer. Nothing, just plain white undies. He searched under his bed. He shook out his lampshades. Phew! There's no sign of creepy underwear. He went into the bathroom to comb his ears. They were back! What is the matter with you? His mom asked. You're so jittery lately. Nothing, he yelped. A grown rabbit couldn't be terrified of his underpants. He sized the underpants. He snagged a shovel from the garage. And he rode. He didn't stop pedaling until he reached Creekhanger Hill. Jasper began to dig. He dug until the hole was dark and deep, and 100% underwear proof. He dropped the underwear in. It gleamed from the bottom. A bluish, greenish glow, but not for long. When he got home, Jasper crept up to his dresser. They couldn't be in there. There was no way, right? He reached for the handle. He peeked in. Nothing. Just plain white. Jasper smiled and turned out the lights. It's so dark, I can't see anything. There was just one problem. It was really dark in there, even for a big rabbit. Jasper turned on the light. He looked at his non-glowy pair of plain white. And he knew what he had to do. The creepy underwear were a little muddy, but it filled the room with a gentle greenish glow. The next day, Jasper gathered his allowance money and went to the underwear store all by himself, just like a big rabbit. That night, Jasper wasn't scared at all. As he laid down to sleep, he smiled, and so did his underwear, because they had finally found somebody who wasn't scared of creepy underwear. The end. What was your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is where he bought thousands and hundreds and millions of creepy underwear and hung them all around his room like night lights. Big Dog, Little Dog by P.D. Eastman. In this book, the two dogs are friends. There's a big one named Fred and a little one named Ted. Let's find out what happens in this book. Fred and Ted were friends. Fred was big. Ted was little. Fred always had money. Ted never had money. When they walked in the rain, Fred was wet and Ted was dry. They both liked music. Fred played the flute. Ted played the tuba. When they had dinner, Fred ate the spinach and Ted ate the beets. When they painted the house, Fred used green paint, Ted used red. One day, Fred and Ted went away in their cars. Fred went in his green car, Ted went in his red car. Fred drove his car slowly. Ted drove his car fast. They came to a sign. "Where should we go?" asked Fred. "To the mountains," said Ted. "Look at all the signs. They could go to the mall, the zoo, the beach, the mountains, or Pittsburgh. But they chose the mountains." When they got to the mountains, Ted skied all day long. Fred skated all day long. When they stopped, Fred was cold. Ted was warm. By night, both of them were very sleepy. "Look," said Fred, "a small hotel." Fred's room was upstairs. Ted's room was downstairs. "Good night, Ted." "Sleep well," said Fred. "Good night, Fred." "Sleep well," said Ted. There's something odd about this room. Fred's bed is too small, and Ted's bed was too long. But they did not sleep well. Upstairs, Fred thumped and bumped and tossed and turned. Downstairs, Ted moaned and groaned and crashed and thrashed all over the bed. When morning came, Fred called Ted. "Let's take a walk," Fred said to Ted. "We can walk and talk," said Ted to Fred. They walked uphill, they walked downhill. They made tall talk. They made small talk. "Did you get any sleep last night, Ted?" "None at all, Fred." "My bed's too little." "My bed's too big." "What can we do about it, Ted?" "I don't know, Fred." Maybe they could switch beds. "Hey, look, there's that bird again. That bird is following them through the whole book. I think he has something to say." "I know what to do," said the bird. "Ted should sleep upstairs and Fred should sleep downstairs." The birds got the word. Let's find out what happens. "Back to bed!" yelled Ted. "Back to bed!" yelled Fred. "It's downstairs for me!" yelled Fred. "It's upstairs for me!" yelled Ted. Ted jumped into the little bed upstairs, and Fred jumped into the big bed downstairs. Ted slept all day long in the cozy little bed, and Fred slept all day long in the cozy big bed. Yay! Well, that was easy to do. Big dogs need big beds. Little dogs need little beds. Why make big problems out of little problems? The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is when they finally get to sleep all day long. Thank you for reading with me. Please like and subscribe for more stories, songs, and more. See you next time.